Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to take a deep dive into a really fascinating yet simple tool built right into the Kali Linux environment. We are looking at qrencode. Now you might be thinking, it's just a QR code generator. What is so special about that? But as ethical hackers and security researchers, we know that every tool has two sides. Understanding how to generate, manipulate, and analyze QR codes is becoming a critical skill in our industry, especially as we see a rise in social engineering attacks that utilize them. So, what exactly is qrencode? In simple terms, it is a command line utility that uses the libqrencode library to encode data into a quick response code, or QR code. Unlike the random online generators you might find via a Google search, which can sometimes track your data or even inject unwanted redirects, using a local tool like qrencode in your Kali terminal ensures that you have complete privacy and control over the output. It creates a two-dimensional matrix barcode that can store URLs, tags, or other data, which is then readable by smartphones and scanners. Before we jump into the terminal, we need to address the elephant in the room, the ethical implications. Why do we, as ethical explorers, need to know how to generate these? Well, you've probably heard of the term quishing. This is phishing via QR codes. Attackers are increasingly using these codes in emails and physical posters to bypass traditional URL filters. Because the URL is encoded in an image, many email security gateways fail to scan the link inside, letting the malicious payload slip right through to the victim's inbox. As ethical explorers, our job is to simulate these attacks to train organizations on how to spot them. We might use qrencode to generate a payload for a security awareness campaign, placing a QR code on a mock flyer in an office that links to a generic "you failed the security test" landing page. This helps employees learn that they shouldn't just scan every square of pixels they see without verifying the source. It's all about raising awareness and hardening the human layer of security. Now, let's get practical. I want to show you exactly how this works with a real example. We are going to generate a QR code that links directly to a safe educational resource. For this demonstration, we will be using the Ethical Explorers website. Open up your terminal. If you are following along, make sure your system is updated. The syntax we're going to use is very straightforward. The tool takes your input string and an output argument. We are going to type the command qrencode. That is qrencode. Next, we provide the data we want to encode. It's best practice to wrap this in quotes to avoid any issues with special characters in the shell. So, open quotes, https://ethicalexplorers.github.io and close quotes. Make sure you have the spelling right so your users land on the correct page. Now, simply running that might dump text to your screen, which isn't what we want. We want an image file that we can print or embed in a report. So we need to use the flag -o. This stands for output. After the flag, we specify the file name. Let's call it website.png. So the full command looks like this: qrencode, open quotes, https://ethicalexplorers.github.io and close quotes, r-o website.png. Once you hit enter, the tool works instantly. It processes the string, calculates the error correction, and renders the PNG file in your current directory. There's no loading bar, no processing delay. It's just done. You can now open that file using any image viewer in Kali to verify it. Let's pause for a second and talk about what just happened in the background. When we ran that command, qrencode defaulted to a few settings that are important to understand. By default, it usually sets the size of the modules, those are the little black squares, to 3 pixels each. If you are planning to print this on a huge banner, that might be too small and could result in a blurry image when scaled up. You can actually control this with the -s flag for size. For example, adding -10 would make each little square 10 pixels wide, creating a much higher resolution image suitable for professional printing. This is crucial during physical security assessments, where you might need to print a high-quality QR code to test how easily it can be scanned from a distance or by different devices. Another massive feature we need to discuss is error correction. Have you ever noticed how a QR code can be slightly ribbed or covered by a sticker, but your phone still scans it perfectly? That is due to the Reed-Solomon error correction algorithm. qrencode allows us to manipulate this with a -L flag, which stands for level. The levels are low, medium, quartile, and high. Level L allows the code to be recovered even if 7% of it is damaged. But if you jump up to level H or high, the code can still be read even if 30% of it is destroyed or obscured. Why does this matter to us? In a red team scenario, you might want to embed a logo or an image into the center of a QR code to make it look more legitimate or branded, like putting a company logo in the middle. Using the high error correction level allows you to slap that logo right on top of the data pixels, and the scanner will use the redundancy in the rest of the code to fill in the gaps. It makes the attack vector look much more trustworthy to an unsuspecting user. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Since we are creating these codes, we also need to know how to defend against them. If you ever encounter a suspicious QR code during an investigation, never scan it with your personal phone. Instead, you can use the inverse of the tool we just used. There are tools like ZBar Image in Linux that let you pass in an image file, and they will decode the URL safely in your terminal without visiting the link. This allows you to inspect the payload for malicious parameters or redirects before you expose a browser to it. So, to recap what we've covered today, we discussed that qrencode is a powerful, privacy-centric way to generate QR codes right from your Kali terminal. We talked about the importance of using this for ethical simulations to prevent quishing attacks. We walked through the specific command to generate a code for the Ethical Explorer's website using the -O flag to save our output. And finally, we touched on how adjusting pixel size and error correction levels gives you the flexibility to create professional-grade codes for your security reports. I encourage you to open up your terminal and try generating a few codes yourself. Test out the different error correction levels and see how much of the image you can cover up before it stops scanning. It's a great way to understand the resilience of this technology. That's all for this video. If you found this helpful and want to see more content on the tools built into Kali Linux, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Stay curious, stay ethical, and I'll see you in the next one.